All right, welcome back everybody to ESL One Katowice as we continue with our day one action. We are over in Group B and it's Aster versus fnatic. As we head into game number 2, we were very convinced by fnatic's performance in game number 1. DJ looking fantastic on his Shadow Shaman, Ice with some great plays on his Pangolier. And we're back to the panel to try and brainstorm a little bit about what exactly Aster can do to try and bring it back in game number 2.
It looked cold in Poland. Maybe their window was open and their brain froze. That's maybe what happened. I don't know.
I don't see you mad often, Gabe.
No.
It's a rare
You were really mad about their
was.
draft and the way they're playing.
I don't even think it matters how they played that draft.
Yeah.
Right? It's just...
The only time that things went
drafts.
well was when, like, fnatic basically went insane, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then they were just diving fountain. And that's the thing, right, is, again, you look at these guys, they're pro players, all of them know Dota really, really well, but I feel like somebody made the call that, like, this is the hero that we want in this situation, and it just over and over again was not the thing that they needed, because you see that draft opening of Juggernaut, Shadow Shaman, you know they're going to push, you know that they're going to 5-man, and then you pick 2 heroes that don't deal well with that 5-man, in Night Stalker, and then also to some extent Batrider, because he doesn't give you team fight really. No. He's like pick-off oriented. But if you're playing like a 5-man lineup, they're just going to run at you if you try and pick one person off. So I don't know. It sucked.
Yeah. We've seen some pretty one-sided games today. Is that a product of the teams, or do you think that's a product of the patch a little bit? It does feel like, you know, there's still this laning focus. There's still a lot of snowballing happening from the laning stage. And we see teams turn these like 3-4K leads and just keep it all the way up to 20K. Yeah. Do you guys think that's a patch thing or a team thing?
Some of the teams didn't adapt to not this particular patch, but a couple of patches before when a lot of things changed. And you can see that some of the games are done. After 15 minutes, the game is over. You just need to wait and finish the game. No one is doing any kind of shenanigans, any fancy stuff. You don't want to dive Fontaine, so you just farm up quickly. You take Roche, you take Gold Tier 2 towers.
Right?
Exactly, you get a pickup back
all
to
these
farming.
bounty runes just...
and just finish the game from there.
I think part of the other thing is that everybody is saying the game is over once the lanes are done. So everybody's picking to win the lanes, but it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because you are picking these heroes to win the lanes that inherently aren't good at catching back up because they're balanced around winning the lanes. So I feel like there is probably some room for heroes or for teams to play catch-up Dota around like team fighting and stuff like that, but it's just nobody's going in and trying that out right now.
Yeah. And then, so where does the Midas meta fit into this whole conversation? Because I feel like people are also complaining about Midas and people buying Midas this patch. Right. But to me, that seems like it doesn't quite connect with the idea that this is still laning focused and you snowball the lanes into winning the game. So how do you guys kind of reconcile?
In my opinion, Midas is overused as an item right now. I think people are going to realize that it's not that great for a lifestealer. Yes, it's a good item on him. It gives him experience. It gives him ability to gain gold, to get faster to Radiance, and he can fight with Midas. That's the thing, because hero doesn't need that many items early on, and I think we're just gonna fall off from this Midas meta. Also, it's a bit of a style. Let's say a certain team plays against a certain team, and you know the way they're playing, so you're building Midases because they tend to play for a late game. So, oh, he's buying a Midas, I'm going for a Midas myself to gain the gold as well. First pick Lifestealer, let's go.
The other thing that I would say as far as reconciling the Midas versus the laning phase winning the game thing is that if you are also all picking heroes that are lane winners, that means that you can't punish as heavily a Midas because you don't have a team fight lineup that runs at them and then finds kills afterwards. So that's how I see it, is that it's like, okay, everybody's picking these lane winners as opposed to like those ganking-oriented heroes that shut somebody down at that point. So I think that it's all a product of the same thing, which is that everybody's trying to pick the same type of heroes. And that first team to step out and do something different is probably, well, it's either going to be rewarded big or it's going to fail terribly. And we haven't seen what it is yet because nobody wants to take that step really.
Team Masters lineup already looking better than in game number 1.
They have Lifestealer. It's a good hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Fnatic, MP, just give him the jug.
Sure.
That's the formula, man. We discussed it before the series started. They're just going with it. Is Shadow Shaman still in the pool? Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just get Shadow Shaman again.
Yeah.
They are going to push.
Yeah.
Aster need to pick some D push now.
It feels like the Jug has a really good, like, he has a good floor in terms of his impact, right? Even if they counterpick him a whole bunch, you're still going to have some decent value early game from the spin, and the healing ward is always going to be fairly good.
Jug is definitely not a first pick material as a hero, considering how much he got nerfed and what he can do, how he scales against other late game carries. But if you feel that your carry player is gonna do well with him, sure, fine. Just first phase it.
Well, and the big thing to me that I see with this Fnatic lineup is that I think the reason that you're seeing the Jug first pick is because the Shadow Shaman is there too, because both of these heroes have the same strength, which is that you can either play them in the full-on 5-man lineup or you can play them in the full-on split push lineup, where this hero goes out to a lane, Blade Fury TP, and then you have the other angle of it, which is Shadow Shaman pushing down a lane, dropping wards, and then running away. Or group up all together, healing ward down, range carry behind it, Shadow Shaman drops wards, you take down the tower. Yeah. So it's like you have mobility as far as which way you want to play it with them.
Yeah. And I think Fnatic are also good at taking that, like, evaluating the draft and then quickly, like, snapping and changing into a different, like, moving it in a different direction. You know, they're going to keep their options open until Aster or the enemy team commits too hard one way or the other. Either they don't have the tools to deal with the 5-man, or they don't have the tools to deal with the split push, and then that's where you all of a sudden see Fnatic, you know, either picking up like a DK for 5-man, or another hero that's just impossible
like a
to kill
Prophet
for
or
split
something.
push, and just going in one direction or the other. Mushi's here. The two heroes that I feel like Mushi has been looking good at on the Tiny and the Puck, continuing to get banned out. So I'm interested to see what he's going to end up playing this game. They need a Lifestealer vehicle, I would say, or at least that would be a good thing to have for their draft. So have to look out for that. Anything that comes to mind for you guys?
Well, any
Centaur.
blink initiating Centaur seems fine. I wanted to mention Cent because of the Grimstroke. But in the laning stage, if you put Jug Shadow Shaman against the Centaur Grimstroke, it's really, really bad for Grimstroke Cent, in my opinion.
I think you do kind of need a way to deal with, like, you need like BKB Piercing Disable also, though, for the Jug, which is kind of a frustrating thing.
They've got the Grimstroke. They could look to pick Doom if it doesn't get banned here.
Yeah. I'm still not sold on that combo. I really don't like it that much, but I do agree that that is one way that they could go with it.
What's there not to like? It's the double Doom.
Because I think that you naturally have to play around the timing of the Doom, and then if you're playing Grimstroke and you're not getting like double Doom off, then you don't have a lot of value on that hero, I feel like. I don't know. So that's my thought. Like, there's not enough damage there. So to me, it always feels like then you're playing around the timing of 2 spells, and so you're always like, all right, we need to get the perfect fight, and then the perfect fight doesn't happen, and then you sort of are forced to use it on the half fight, and then it's like, I don't know. That's my thought with it.
Yeah.
But this is a good pickup against the Lifestealer.
Waste
When he
his
gets
rage
the
duration.
items, it's extremely good to get a pick off before the fight even starts, or just heal against the Lifestealer is insane.
And another one of these heroes that is great in a 5-man lineup or is great in a split push lineup.
So you have a Keeper of the Light Grimstroke. These two heroes have no escape mechanism.
Oh.
Who played Bounty Hunter today? Was it Mineski? Mid Bounty Hunter against the Dragon Knight. Just keep stealing his gold.
Yeah. Yeah, just keep cutting his pockets.
Have Fnatic gone too far off the rails? I don't know.
I don't know if I like this bounty pick, to be honest. And they really snap picked it as well, very confidently. They didn't even use their
That's Ice Ice
entire
hero, right?
pick time. I guess.
See, this is the
Wait,
thing.
wait, wait. Are they? Is the bounty hunter just going to just keep stealing gold from the lifestealer? Is that the counter here? He can't ever buy Midas or Radiance if you just keep taking his gold.
Yeah, but if you pair him up with any kind of sustain, a Winter Wyvern, I guess.
Is Winter Wyvern really sustained?
I don't know.
Look, I'm trying to believe in you, Lacoste, but also I have
but
to
if
be
Lifestealer uses Open Wounds, they pop a Dust. Grimstroke uses Ink Swallow.
He's dead.
That's a dead
He's
bounty.
dead bounty. Yeah. I think Fnatic may have strayed a little bit too far from the light on this pick.
That's a core Sven.
Unless it's like a mid bounty
Yes.
and they have some funky stuff going on, but that sounds
Maybe.
terrible.
They could grab a bounty and still go for a Tinker. If they
Mid
want.
bounty into an unknown matchup. Okay, what about this? What about mid Shadow Shaman?
It can work.
I'd be more down for that.
Okay.
But I'm up for some bounty Tinker.
So the other thing is like they can't meepo here to like go full on crazy because it's Sven Coddle. I think that like
Even Lifesteal is pretty good against
how do you
Meepo.
kill these heroes? Like what are Fnatic gonna do unless the bounty gets super farmed? I guess that's gonna be the goal.
Yeah, they need some real damage from their last pick.
Like
I don't know. They're gonna see like Abed Lina bring some more magical damage into the. Then they're also squishy.
Yeah.
The thing to me about having this bounty hunter versus Ice 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 being on, like, imagine if Ice 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 is on a Baden instead,
Right.
or Tide, or something like that instead of this bounty hunter. Then I feel like I like the lineup so much more. But
Now look at Bounty. He's a skinny
He's just a
little
scrawny
weasel
little rat
orc. I don't know
man, yeah.
what he is. He's barely holding a weapon, but he has deep pockets. That's for sure.
See, this is the problem. Fnatic, they've mixed it all up. They've got some warrior strat going on. They've got some troll strat, a little bit of goblin in there. It's all mixed up. There's no synergy. You guys don't get that joke.
is
You don't
bounty
play
hunter
auto chess.
is he in auto chess?
Yes, he's an auto chess.
Okay, I don't play auto
He's
chess.
a goblin assassin.
Ah.
Get out of here, you swine.
Uncultured swine.
We're about
Do
to
you
kick-
play Dota
Yeah,
chess?
just give it a minute, Gabe. We're going to kick you off this panel. You just wait and see.
Oh, snap. Ember.
Okay.
Why haven't we seen more Ember? This guy was owning
I
in
think
the qualifiers.
some of the teams picked Ember, but we
It got
didn't
picked in the
cast
games
those
that we-
games.
yeah, it got picked in the games that we
Ember's
haven't
gonna
been
be picked
casting.
a lot. The hero is just insane.
Is the physical
definitely
damage
gotta-
build back, or is it? What's the?
it's
still
phase
Maelstrom.
boost drums mostly with
Yeah.
Maelstrom, and you max Slight, get 1 point in chain, and you just spam Slight because
Okay.
Slight got buffed a lot.
Right. So it's not Battle Fury or anything, but it is.
No,
like,
not
still
necessarily. Depends if you're
It's like
playing against
Maelstrom.
hybrid
yeah.
build.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you Quaswex Invoker here? Does he go crazy? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what this bounty is gonna do. It's definitely Ice's Ice hero in my opinion.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, he has a reputation for playing annoying heroes, and stealing someone's gold is possibly one of the most annoying things you can do in the game. So
I actually can't wait to watch
people
this. It's gonna be
people
great.
thought that people think that Mana Burn is anti-fun.
But what about Goldburn?
Yeah, what about Gold Burn?
It does take from unreliable gold,
Jeff
right,
Goldburn.
too. So I think that at least he's going to be able to keep a hold of his reliable gold, which
That's true.
isn't amazing.
Midas is reliable gold, right?
Yes.
There we
Yeah.
go. But how do you get to the Midas? That's the real question if he keeps taking your gold. Oh,
All these questions and more answered as soon as we get into this game.
is it a good Morphling game?
It is an all right Morphling game.
They have no burst for Morphling, so he's always going to be able to attribute shift, and against the Lifestealer Morph is so good. Just free BKB for him.
That's fancy.
In theory, yes.
In theory, yes. We saw a game
Didn't
today.
work out so well for
not that great.
Gambit.
No.
Yeah.
Mushi Ember?
Look at that
I
Sven
don't know.
sword, man. It's so huge. What? How does he hold sword like that? Well, just one hand, gigantic sword, no
He goes
biggie.
and works out. You gotta get on
Yeah, I
that.
gotta.
Yeah, would you be able to fight with this sword?
course.
Yeah, you would be able to fight. They would. You take it and they just slice your
Here's the
head
thing.
off.
It's like it's a super magic sword. So
Yeah.
It's probably
It's
probably
light.
not that
Yeah,
heavy.
it's
Yeah.
li- it's,
Perfectly balanced.
He's also
It's an
very
elvish
buff.
sword, which is extremely light, easy to
Yeah.
handle.
Yeah.
And it glows blue when orcs are around.
All right, that's stinger right there.
Exactly. You guys got that one.
For those of you following along at home,
Yeah.
that was a
That's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you, Gabe. I
All
think,
right, Gabe.
all right, you're
All
good
right,
to go.
Time to exile Gabe. We've got ourselves a game coming up.
Bye.
Send Gabe to Mordor.
Get me some lambus bread, Gabe.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so Aster, I like this draft more than the previous draft, at the very least, right? I still don't know if Aster are the better team in this situation, but I like their drafts more than I like the Game 1 draft. And this Bounty Hunter will have to
Steal a lot of gold if they want to win this game.
Yes, I need to see some Bounty Hunter stuff. Though maybe it'll just end up being like DJ is the position 3 again, and that is the strat for Fnatic. But Ice Bounty Hunter and Mushi Ember. That is not a player hero combination that necessarily springs to my mind as like, oh wow, Mushi's Ember is so amazing. But he is pretty good on Puck. And he is decent on these like somewhat flashy heroes, though he has there's a couple of notable omissions, like he doesn't play Invoker and stuff like that. But
Yeah, Puck, Queen of Pain. So this hero,
it's in his wheelhouse for sure.
this hero, he surely knows how to play it.
Yeah, Aster trying to invade here at the bottom bounty, though. It looks like Ice is going to just be able to come in here, steal a bit of gold, and then try and steal the bounty rune. 5 enemies, 5 bounties. It's going to be 2 for Fnatic.
Big success. They use Inkswell to get him back to safety. What is Ice doing?
I mean, he just spotted this observer ward being placed. Man, this bugged observer ward with the, well, not bugged, but like with the snow effect, it actually makes it kind of hard to tell between the obs and the...
Wonderful.
Is it an obs or a sentry, Lucas? It's hard to say.
Obs. What?
Okay, never mind.
Are you colorblind or what?
No. Anyway, Ice wants to steal a little bit more gold off of XSS, but they are going to try and keep the Lifestealer away. Sylar is over at the top lane right now, kind of playing solo. The Grimstroke is going to be joining him in a second, but all right, they are going to be sacrificing Sven to the Bounty Hunter lane, though. We'll see. Stealing gold is all well and good for the Bounty Hunter. I don't know how many CS he's actually going to be able to get. That would be my
One way
question.
you can counter the Bounty Hunter is every time you get a creep, you
Just
buy a
small
branch.
item.
Buy a branch and then you sell it after.
If you don't have any unreliable gold, he can't steal it from you. That is true. ISS has taken a lot of damage here, but does manage to get into the Shadow Walk, and he's got a salve, so he will be okay. But Jabs is making a little bit of a smoke rotation over here. This might just be looking for
The
a
courier.
courier snipe.
Yeah.
I don't know where he's going to put that ward, if he's going to plant it like in between the towers or what the situation's going to end up being. Okay, yeah, there's the ward in between the towers. I don't know if Mushi is actually going to be ferrying anything soon. He's aiming for the bottle, and it looks like he is going to get it in a second. Oh, man, if he snipes his courier, that could actually be such a big play from Jabs.
Courier is coming. That's a bottle. 41 attack on him. So he needs 2 hits.
I mean,
Easy
he's
math.
got the Arctic burn, so yeah, all right. Courier down and no bottle for Mushi. Doesn't even aggro the wave. Mushi does have a salve, so he's healing all the way back to full, but this is not going to be a fun situation for him. Though he is winning the mid lane at the moment, putting some pressure onto Abed. Though we'll see if that continues to be the case now that he doesn't have the bottle for a couple of minutes.
2 points in Janata. That means 20 gold per hit.
Show me
Stolen.
the money.
9 seconds cooldown. Let's go.
Money, money, money. Yeah, this is... All right, ISS is here to tax Baboka. Quite a little bit of damage coming in there, but Baboka will just be able to walk his way back to the tower. He's gonna be A-okay. So just quite a lot of farm happening across the map. None of these lanes really have phenomenal kill pressure. Like top lane is Magic Immune Hero versus Magic Immune Hero. DJ's coming in here looking towards Fenrir. Sylar, what is he going to look for? Tries to chase back over to DJ. They get a tiny little stun from the Inkswell, but that's about it. And DJ a little bit low on mana, so just going to come in here with a couple of auto attacks.
Oh, they could try to find him. MP has a mango to work with if he wants to pop it on
Jab's
DJ.
trying to TP out. He's fine. All right. He got gone on, but just straight up TP.
Man, look at the CS on Bounty. 14 CS. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, he's actually doing pretty decently. He doesn't even have a Quelling Blade. This is just Ice with the bonus damage from the Janata.
Can you actually see the gold stolen in the stats after the game?
It is, yeah, you can see it post game, I'm pretty sure. But you
Sick,
can't see
bro.
it. You can't see it while it's happening. They should give him a buff on his buff bar that just says how much gold he's stolen. Even more triggering would be if you had a debuff on your hero saying Bounty Hunter has stolen 342 gold from you, and you're looking at your blink dagger and it's 300 gold away.
And you ask Bounty for a loan.
Oh boy. Ice is running at XXS, and XXS just throws the Storm Hammer at him to prevent him from stealing his gold. It's like, just take my mana, but don't take my gold.
All right, there he is. One more hit.
Yeah, 2 seconds, 1 second cooldown. Baboka's come back over here. Mid lane, Mushi's still ahead of Abed. They both have their bottles now. Decent sustain. 5-minute runes coming up soon, so we'll see a little bit of a battle for the bounties, but would imagine that it's going to end up being a fairly even split. Ice stealing a little bit more gold here. Oh, all right, looking like Aster are going to get both of these bottom ones and one over at top. Fenrir snagging it, so...
Plus 20.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Ice just...
Man, it's just such a weird concept to have this in
It's
Dota.
really strange. I don't know how I'd feel about it necessarily, but it's funny at the very least. Like, I don't know if it's actually good. It's interesting. Because I've been on the receiving end of the being Dragon Knight up against Bounty Hunter in lane, and then the Bounty Hunter steals all of my gold, and then you just go and you take the tier 1 towers and you laugh at him. A little bit of action mid, Mushi getting run at by Abed, bit more damage needed, morphs over into the Ember, but he already has everything on cooldown. He went for that earlier.
I remember there was a custom game in Warcraft 3 before Dota existed, before Eon of Strife, Tides of Blood, where there was a thief who could actually steal your gold.
Yeah. This is just the beginning, right? Until we get Gambler back. That's that's what we really need.
Bounty.
Oh, well, just going to go for the TP out. Do they have enough damage for him here? Nope. That is a pretty big commitment for Mushi, making his way over there and using a bunch of mana, though. Kotl will be able to top him back off with the chakra, so he will be okay, but I feel like we've been seeing this a lot, just kind of unsuccessful rotations from mid players in this event, and it really does hurt your game a lot when you take the time out and go and use your cooldowns as well and come up empty-handed. And that's the decision-making of being a mid player, right? It's not always an easy call to make whether or not you should go for the rotation and try and influence the other lanes. And he takes a lot of damage on his mid tier 1 for that. Like, look at this. This tier 1 is at like a 5th health.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, the score is still 0-0.
Yep.
Not too much action happening besides following Bounty in his journey to pickpockets.
It's been an interesting one. Ice got the 3 points up in the Janata now. I'm just going to be going for a drum, a couple of small items, get some more move speed. I don't know if you bother picking up like an S&Y as well. Do you just need an early BKB this game? Do you think he goes for a Solar Crest?
Blink Dagger, Force Staff. You go in, steal gold, go back.
Force Staff out, yeah. Blink on the Kotl, swipe his little pouch of gold, Force Staff away. And then wait for your cooldowns and repeat.
I mean, he can buy all the support items, any
Flats,
team fight, yeah.
any aura, Force Staff, pipe. I mean, kind of an okay pipe game, not great. AC, Crimson Guard, you name it.
Heaven's Halberd is going to be the boss item against Core Sven, against the Lifestealer. Morph.
A little bit of action in the river. They are looking towards Abed's Morphling. Jab's wanting to chase more, though. There's a couple of auto attacks. Abed is just TPing away. TPing down to bottom because he wants this haster, and he's trying to beat Mushi to the punch. Mushi coming over here now spots the Bounty Hunter on this ward. He's
Steal
gonna
his
get
gold.
the salve canceled. Yeah, all right. steal some gold, steal some life. Mushi. All right, he's going to head out here. Ice will not be able to interrupt that TP. He's already used the Shuriken toss. So he's just hunting for some more bounties. He's, I think, looking for this.
DJ's going to find him.
Yeah, they're coming in. They need to be careful
Who's
with this
gonna
Ember,
find
though.
who?
It's a two-man chains. DJ's in trouble. Shackle's not going to do that much. Abed running through. He does have the Morph available. Hasn't used it just yet. He's into the Ember form. They chase a little bit more. Bounty Hunter trapped behind enemy lines. Does manage to pop his Shadow Walk, but he's already been dusted, so Ice will end up falling to Sylar. Grabs that last hit and right back to farming. We'll pick up his Midas shortly, and that did just end up being a 2-for-1 for that dive under the tower, though Aster will also manage to grab the tower deny.
This Winter Wyvern needs levels, both supports actually on side of fnatic, level 4 and level 3, 9.5 minutes in. So it's gonna be battle who has quicker fingers
Who can buy
on
the
that dome, yep.
You don't have to buy it first, you just have to be the one.
That's the right mentality. Where did you learn that?
You know, you gotta, it's a hard life in pubs, the cost. I'm a support player. I've had my tome stolen from me plenty. So
Yeah, he's
I'm
only
well
four levels above you. He needs to steal your tome.
My level 11 invoker definitely needs the tome way more than poor old level 5 lion, that's for sure. But anyway, we do have some kills now. Ice still, again, looking to pick some more pockets. Pretty farm-heavy game across the board. The Lifestealer not really being interrupted too much. We've been seeing this a lot from these Lifestealer builds. Just kind of AFK farming away. We'll probably go for the Radiance again this game. Not 100% clear. Actually, well, Abed is going to be going for the SNY first. What kind of build are you looking at for morphing this game? Like, how early do you go? Oh, he changes his mind. Actually going to go for the Manta. But does he need BKB? Is there any value to the shotgun? Is it just a right-click kind of game, like Butterfly and Scotty?
I think it's Butterfly Scotty time. He just needs to be the frontliner because everyone else is really squishy.
Oh. Nice SS. Steals a bit of gold from Mushi. Takes a little bit of damage in return.
If he decides to go for a shotgun build, it's also good because you're gonna kill Keeper of the Light and Grimstroke unless they get Glimmer Capes. Considering that they're not fighting too much, they don't have any gold, so... Bounty, top. Let's see how much gold he can steal from a Lifestealer.
Well, I mean, he's got some unreliable gold. Takes a little chunk out there. Omnisash coming in. Do they have enough damage to kill Sylar? It's so close, and they just do.
That was last hit on Omni.
Yep.
Plus a track gold.
Did MP get any crits?
I didn't notice.
Yeah, not sure, but...
I'm just gonna lie, say yes. The last one was crit.
Yeah, just the exact hit that they needed was a critical.
Yeah, I feel like this Morphling is not gonna die this game unless he overextends, because the static damage from Aster is really not gonna help with that.
Yeah, unless they somehow catch him at low strength and like get a Phantom's Embrace on him or something. It just doesn't seem very likely. And Ice hunting for little bits of gold from the supports, maybe looking for a courier snipe in here somewhere. Just continuing to put pressure. I'm really interested to see how much pressure this actually puts on, say, the Lifestealer. Like, is stealing this little bit of gold here and there actually going to be that much of an impact on Lifestealer's net worth? I
don't think so. It's annoying at early stages, but...
I mean, it's 36 gold. It's really... I don't know if it's that much. A little bit of action at bottom. They do have the Winter's Curse used. Keeper of the Light going to take a few punches from XXS. They drop down the Will-O-Wisp. Waveform forward from Abed, looking for this Keeper of the Light kill. He's just going to stay near the ball. They're still looking for this kill. Morphling's being silenced up. Needs to be careful. He does have the Rage. He's got this Haste Rune. I feel like we have seen 3 or 4 Haste Runes already this game. That's a little bit overrepresented, but anyway, they do not manage to get that kill. Aster turn up in force. Plenty of numbers rotating down to bottom to hang on to this. And MP, okay, comes forward, baits out a little stun, does pop the Blade Fury at the last minute and just walks it off. And Mushi, what has he grabbed for himself? He's got some boots of travel recipe on the courier. So I feel like this is a little bit more of an old school or greedier Ember build. Lacoste's making faces. They found the bounty hunter. Okay, can they actually kill off Ice here? He's just going to go for the TP out, actually, and he's going to be fine.
Yeah, not a big fan of Boots of Travel on Ember Spirit, considering the fact that you're playing with the Lifestealer who decided to go for a Madness, but the game at the moment is
pretty static.
Yeah, it's not too much happening right now, so he can afford to go for it. And I mean, you can go in the mid game. You can go for once Lifestealer gets a Radiance, he enters the Ember Spirit. That can be anywhere on the map.
Yeah. My only problem with this game is that his split push is not super safe, right? Like once we get to the point where DJ has a blink, or even the Winter Wyvern could just approach over the trees with the Arctic Burn, and then Winters curse him, and then they hex him afterwards. Yeah, it's not difficult to kill him this way. And they are going to dive in pretty deep here with Ice looking for something. Master Rewards getting dropped down. They do have the Grimstroke ultimate. fnatic pulling in 2 different directions. They can't decide which kill they actually want. XXS falling low. Abed coming in to help secure that kill. Still great rune control on this fnatic side. He's got himself a double damage, as Fenrir is going to also be a track kill. And fnatic turning up with 5 heroes at bottom. They not only get the tower, but they get the 2 bonus kills, securing themselves a bunch of gold. Look at that. That's some nice chunk of change for everybody involved. And fnatic still feeling kind of in control of this game. Sylar is looking for this mid-tier 1 tower, but will not be able to finish that one off and had the Midas activation that he needed to go and use.
I think Ember Spirit needed a different kind of an item build so they can actually fight. Lifestealer is not going to have Radiance for the next 3, 4, 5 minutes, depending if they manage to grab a kill on him. And again, you're picking a Grimstroke, and you have nothing to combine it with. Like, his ult is pretty much useless. Sven's stun, that's it. That's not enough.
Yeah, it feels to me that my expectations for this game for Ember would be that he's hopefully killed the bounty, the Winter Wyvern and stuff by this point. It's not that difficult to find these support kills or the bounty hunter kill, but with the item build that he's gone for, it's just really not possible. So I feel like that's kind of hurting his farm a little bit as well, because he doesn't have these kills securing little bits of bonus gold. Nushi just kind of playing it sort of straight split push, very reactionary, not trying to be proactive.
Yeah, this is probably the game that it's most static so far. 7 kills, 16 minutes in. Anti-hype. Let's go. Bounty.
Do you favor one team in the... hold on. Fenrir in some trouble. This is going to be a little track kill. MP trying to finish it off with the spin. Is going to grab it. Ice having to run forward just because of the soulbind. Not too worried about that. And another TP away over at top, it looks like. Jab's getting gone on, but didn't have another interrupt after that first chains, so away he goes. And now Baboka getting run down by Ice. The Will-O-Wisp getting used just to save his life. He's going to get pushed away a little bit by the blinding light, so the dust not going to help. These supports are just getting so harassed by this bounty hunter. I wasn't sure what Ice was going to do this game, but it turns out it's just annoy the supports.
Yeah, because they have
working.
they have
nothing.
no kill threat.
Yeah. Ember Spirit's supposed to be protecting them. He should be rushing in here and just killing the bounty, but it's not happening. A little bit of danger for the Juggernaut. Chainstone onto MP. Can he get out of this silence? He will be able to. He's got the Omni Slash if he can just survive. The Healing Ward helping him out. Now they get the Hex onto Sylar. Abed's in a little bit of danger. Does have the Ember to morph back into. On the other side of the fight, they have managed to find Ice, and they will manage to burst him. And it ends up being a 1-for-1 overall.
They lost the tier 2 tower on bottom, not the best tower in the game, but still, huge chunk of gold for fnatic. And this Morphling is not dying as expected. Manta style is ready, so if they decide to put a Phantom Embrace on him, he can't dispel it, but he can Manta style, just attack the Phantom. Also, he can get out of the Searing Chains.
Spell the Blinding Light.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of good stuff. Manta dodge, a Sven stun, if you're feeling especially Gosu.
Oh, Gosu, that's the word I didn't
You haven't
heard for a
haven't
while.
heard anyone.
Yeah.
Take me back to Dota 1, Cost.
Well, what does it actually mean? Gods of StarCraft universe, is that it? Or am I wrong?
Maybe. I'm not
I mean,
sure.
it's an
of
old
the
school
origin.
word from
Yes.
gaming. It could be. I'm just gonna Google it.
Okay, yeah, you go. I'll keep an eye on things here. Don't worry about it. It's still not a super high octane game. Lots of farming. Do you feel like you favor one team clearly for the late game here? Hold that thought. Mushi's getting chopped a bit. I think he's going to be okay. Actually, they're looking for the turnaround here onto MP. XXS turning up with his blink and quick blink stun. MP gets his head chopped clean off.
A Korean word literally meaning exceptional or superior, in contrast to the hasu, which means mediocre, and chobo, beginner.
Ah.
Most often used in the game StarCraft and Warcraft.
All right, well, there you go. Today I learned. Oh, nice SSIs, throwing out a couple of tracks. This Bounty Hunter is level 10. I don't know about his progression this game. They're going to jump in once again with the Sven, looking for Ice. And now they're going to try and claim a couple of Bounty Runes and a couple more lives. Jab's in some trouble. Mushi looking to close in on him. DJ with the long-range Hex does drive him back. They're going to buy back on Ice. He wants to get some tracks out. The Blinding Light actually splitting up the Soulbind. Though now, as Jabs comes back in, Abed's stuck on the low ground. And Fnatic are going to go chasing. They will not manage to grab this Bounty Rune. Mushi does snatch it out from underneath their noses. And Fnatic, can they actually find any further kills?
They can go for a Roche, I think, if they want to. Shadow Shaman has wards. Healing ward is going to be ready.
They need the Jug to get over there. But, okay. And there's the Lifestealer Radiance. So, bit of a timing for Aster. Actually, the pretty good timing that they've got going on here, right? Maelstrom on the Ember, Blink on the Sven, and now they've got the Radiance on the Lifestealer. So looking pretty well equipped to take a fight. I would imagine they just try and take out this bottom tier 1 tower. Like, it's a pretty easy objective for them to take. Don't even need to commit 5 heroes necessarily. Though they do have a couple of cooldowns that they're waiting for. The Soulbind and the Coddle ulti also on cooldown.
Both of these teams just chilling. They don't want to make any kind of action. Just forcing a buyback and getting a kill on Ice.
Mushi TP's bottom. He's got a haste and he's got himself a dust. He finds Ice, who's just going to man up, try and steal a little bit of gold. Now he's going to try and run for it. Pops the phase boots to get through Mushi.
Steal his money.
Ice, can you escape? They've got the turnaround here. DJ comes in. He's in a great position over in the trees, and that's trouble for Mushi. Sylar also getting Omni Slash down. Double kill for Abed as Ice turns out to be the bait. Oh, Aster, just as we were talking about this being a good timing for them, they are going to lose their 2 most important heroes in one fell swoop. One big Omni Slash coming in from MP.
This is just a sloppy play from Aster.
They don't have a ton of vision down there. They don't have the supports. They're lacking the support ultimates. Just getting severely punished by Fnatic.
They still have a tier 1 tower, so it means that there's going to be some kind of a reaction coming out of Fnatic, and you still trade Ember Spirit plus a Lifestealer for a bounty, even if
they've gotten
if
him, which
it's
they did.
only Ember, it's still not worth it.
Yeah. And I would imagine there was at least 1 track kill out of that, so a bunch of gold lining Fnatic's pockets after that. Jabs is even going for a Midas. Jabs is, not used to being the one with a whole lot of farm when compared to DJ, but seeming like the Winter Wyvern is also going to be scaling pretty nicely into the late game here. And that's kind of scary if you're Aster, right?
GPM talent plus Hand of Midas, what? Plus track gold. Get a Blink Refresher from 1 fight.
Easy money. Time to go carry Wyvern. All right, Aster smoked up, looking for something. XXS going to lead this one off. They're looking for DJ. Can he get the blink away? He will not be able to. Gets interrupted. DJ throwing out a little bit of damage, but looks like he should still get run down here. Abed not even thinking about running over. Just going to keep on farming towards this Scotty. Oh, does spot Fenrir trying to come over towards up the high ground here and pops him instantly. That is a very fast mega kill streak for Abed.
And there's the Midas.
23-minute Midas. What do you think the latest Midas we'll see in this entire patch is?
I think this could be it.
This might be it.
Yeah.
At least for this tournament, perhaps. 23-30. Oh. Ice. Sees himself a juicy curry. He wants it on the way back, but the Radiant scan is actually going to reveal that he's over here. They get him with the dust. They know the way that Ice is being playing. He's going to at least steal a little bit of gold before he goes down. I think Blinding Light may have prevented him from stealing the gold. This is the real counter, Lacoste. You gotta pick all the evasion in the world,
just
and then
by Heaven's Halberd.
Then he can't steal your money because his hands are tied together. All right, well, they were trying for Roshan at the same time. Ice proves to be a pretty good distraction. DJ jumps out, gets the Hex, but the Will-O-Wisp is in a good spot. It's controlling Abed. He's just going to focus that down. Omni-Slash bouncing around, but it doesn't kill anybody off, and they're just going to chase after MP. Mushi looking for a slight chains combination, but only finds the illusions. Abed coming back in. Unfortunately, the Soulbind is preventing him from running any further forward, so XSS is going to be okay. Winter's Curse buys a little bit of space, but Sylar was already raged, so it's just control for Mushi, and DJ didn't have the spells, seemingly, to keep the Ember locked down. I thought he had the shackles off cooldown, but didn't manage to do anything about him there. So.
It was a really bad Jug ulti to start with. Also, not the greatest Winter's Curse, considering that Lifestealer was under the rage. Is dead.
Gonna jump in here with XXS. Hex onto Mushi. Can they keep him locked down? Abed's gonna do all the damage that he has, but it's not really proving to be all that much. The Blinding Light is annoying, and the Force Staff getting Mushi a little bit further away. The chase continues. They're gonna look for the stun here. Abed morphing over. They're gonna try and keep on going. DJ on the back lines being helped out by the Healing Ward a little bit, but the cores from Aster still surround him. MP trying to man up. He's got the Healing Ward over in the trees. It's helping him survive a little bit longer, but the Infest damage along with the Radiance is too much, and now Fnatic are in some trouble. Ember buying back into the game. Ice getting run down in the river, and Aster are going to find themselves a half HP Roshan after Fnatic lose this fight. They just didn't have the damage to kill the Ember. They had him locked down in the shackles for a long duration, but couldn't kill him, and then Aster, so much damage from Sylar.
Yeah, they managed to kill Ember Spirit.
In the end.
He bought back.
But yeah. The initial lockdown, it took them such a long time to.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna put Aegis on Mushi, considering that he bought back, and Lifestealer isn't really dying in these fights.
But no, instead they are gonna go for the Sylar Aegis, and Sylar is going for a Lincoln Sphere here. So, showing some respect to the Winter's Curse and also the disables from DJ. Another attempted jump by XXS, but not going to find it. But Aster, I mean, a little bit of a lead now. Not a huge amount, but still, the last couple of team fights have been looking good. Morphling is just working his way towards a butterfly, but that's going to take Abed a little while to farm that up. Bit of action bottom, so they're going to get tracked, but just an easy tier 1 tower. And I'm really starting to doubt the Bounty Hunter pick more and more as this game goes on. I was already not convinced at the start, and then we had some good fun talking about Ice stealing everybody's gold, and
it's more of a meme than the actual hero, I think. Or you need to have a different kind of a lineup. I still think Tinker Bounty Hunter is viable.
Yeah. Yeah, the vision game is certainly really nice, but Aster just going to be hunting some more here as Fnatic are trying to split push, but XXS loaded up with the Lifestealer is looking for something. Don't know exactly what they're going to be able to find. Fnatic splitting the map fairly effectively, finding some good farm. But for now, it is still very much Aster in control, so long as they have this Aegis at least. Yeah, there you go. Gosu. Man to dodge that that Storm Hammer. Aster just rolling from building to building. They've got the Lifestealer in the front lines, looking very difficult to kill. Ice throws out a couple of cursory tracks, but that is about it. not a whole lot else happening. And I do have a bit of a fight off to the side. Jab's in some trouble. That Midas not going to help him here against the Wrath of Mushi, who keeps on chasing him down. The Jab's retreating over the tree line. Can he get out? Gets hit by the chains, and looks like he will just get burned down. Dragon having its wings, oh, the Wyvern having its wings scorched.
They had enough. From Bounty Hunter stealing their gold, they got a gem. You're gonna give all that gold back.
Oh, man.
But Bounty has a BKB now, so it's gonna be hard to take him down.
Okay, so he can get like one more auto attack off in a fight. Yeah, the BKB is gonna help keep him alive, but I just don't know what the track doesn't really matter if nobody is actually dying in the fights. And it feels like we're getting to that point for Aster where I just don't know how they kill the Lifestealer. Sylar's now got himself a Linken's. I feel like the Linken's is of questionable value this game because there are lots of things that are going to pop it, especially the track, but it is still going to be useful if he pops out of if he pops out of Mushi and immediately rages, then they only have a few options.
It's also extremely good against Morph. That's one of the reasons why he bought it, so he can't replicate.
Oh yeah, that's also a good point.
Replicate. It's not even called replicate. It's called morph. Yeah, we're keeping things simple.
Well, you say we're keeping things simple, but then think about Slardar. He used to have the simplest ability names. Bash, Sprint,
Stun. Was it called Stun?
No, it wasn't called. It's
Crush.
Slithering Crush, but.
And Ulti. That was
yeah.
It was just called Ulti.
No, it was amplified. What? Amplified damage.
Amplified damage.
Yeah, yeah.
Now it's Corrosive Haze, Guardian Sprint, Bash of the Deep.
Yeah.
And is it still Slithering Crush?
I think it's still Slithering Crush.
Like Moisture. Slithering Crush.
Mushi. All right. Gonna get going on. Fnatic quickly pop him. It does take them a fairly big commitment. They use the Mass Serpent wards, but. Nice jump. Fnatic still finding some plays, and they're looking for a little bit more up top. Ice keeping tabs on this. They've already got XXS TPing out, though, so it's just Fenrir versus Ice. Fenrir's just going to get run down. He's getting his gold stolen. All the while, Ice one more Janata hit to finish it. Fenrir just got completely sold out by XXS. He wanted nothing to do with that.
It's not my life. It's my savings account as well. Help me out.
Don't take my checkbook, please. Yeah. Normal Highwayman, it's like your money or your life. Bounty Hunter, it's just, I'm taking both.
He's level 15. Can't wait for him to get to level 20 if possible. Plus 90 gold steal.
Oh, boy.
It should be amplified by spell damage. Like you buy Kaya, you steal more gold.
Sure. I'm down. I feel like a crit. I mean, if they didn't have automatic crits on track, then a crit should also steal a critical amount of gold. Like the multiplier on the damage is also the multiplier on the gold steal. I think that would be completely nonsensical, but there you go.
So basically, Bounty Hunter would be a bank, and then when the critical strike hits, it's an interest.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so Fnatic still doing a good job of just kind of bouncing around the map, finding farm. It seems like in just a straight up farm race, Aster are falling behind a little bit, like just in this sort of neutral game, Fnatic are out farming them just a little bit. But Aster are going to try and break out of this as they go for a smoke. Can they find MP? He gets the spin off, but won't be able to try for the spin TP. He's actually just trying to retreat back to his team. And he is fast enough to do so. All right, nicely played. Ice might not be so lucky. Pops the BKB to avoid the Will-O-Wisp. Now he's going to go for the TP out. They pop out to say hello. Sylar gets rebuffed. And now Fnatic are the ones to go for a smoke of their own. Do have a Basher picked up for this Juggernaut. Okay, MP just going for an Abyssal Blade. Nice item to have against the Ember Spirit. I imagine he gets an Abyssal Blade, and then maybe he goes back for a Blink, and then he can just start hunting the back lines.
I feel like he needs a Blink Dagger in this game.
Oh, Jab's trying for the sneaky ward. All right, Fnatic, they're setting up some kind of a play here. What can they make happen? Roshan's still dead for at least another 45 seconds. So something that both teams are going to be looking out for is the lane control game continues. We got Lifesteal Illusions pushing one lane. We got DJ spamming out another lane. Aster, XXS jumping forward very aggressively. They spotted Ice. This time around he doesn't have the BKB off cooldown. They won't be able to force that out of him. Doesn't actually have it. Gets out a couple of tracks before he dies, but Fenrir claims his revenge. Gets his 351 gold back from the earlier taxation.
For all the pain that Bounty Hunter
has caused
was
him.
causing in the early stages of the game. And Winter Wyvern has a Blink Dagger plus 1200 gold on top of that. This Midas is kicking in.
So what are the ideal items for the Wyvern, do you think? Does he still need some more utility for his team? Like, is a Force Staff still looking good? Or are we setting our sights bigger? Is this like Refresher, Hex kind of territory at this point?
Since they don't have a Force Staff, it could be great. Sven blinks in, uses a stun BKB, tries to focus someone, Force Staff out of the position, then he has a Cold Embrace if needed. It's such a great item against every single core inside of Aster.
Yeah, I could definitely see that as the option. We had DJ just chilling around, hoping to set up something over on the top side of the map here, but couldn't really get anyone to connect for this gank, so they are just going to go for a smoke. Both teams have to be very aware that Ro1 might respawn soon, and it will actually be up in 15 seconds' time. So this is also a battle for these bounty runes. All of Aster huddling around their shrine. They've also got this shrine to retreat back to. Quite a lot of HP on this Morphling, but is it going to be enough? He's getting dragged in. Can they keep Abed alive? They do. The sleep helping out. The Mass Serpent Ward's also deployed. Sylar standing strong in the middle of this fight. The Winter's Curse coming in, wasting time from the Lifestealer, taking away HP from XXS. He gets in another stun. Abed, still pretty healthy in the Lifestealer form. Doesn't do a lot of damage. Still morphed very heavily over into strength. He's trying to get back over into Agi, fighting with this Scotty. Morphs into the Lifestealer once again. Gets off another raid. Sylar's still chasing him. But this healing ward has just been healing this entire fight. And Fnatic all still looking pretty healthy. Very awkward engagement. Lots of spells used and 0 kills.
Yeah, Winter Wyvern with ulti, with his heal, keeping his teammates alive. Same goes for Healing Ward. I can't believe no one died in that engagement.
Yeah, that's actually pretty crazy. But Boca was looking for the Bounty Hunter with the gem there, but ISSI did just manage to juke them. So ISSI still being a nuisance. Morphling deciding that he needs a little bit more damage. Abed is just looking at a Daedalus. All right. Interesting choice. I don't know if there's anything that I like more than it, though, just in terms of getting more right-click damage. Like, MKB doesn't seem so hot. Oh, jumping in. They are looking towards ISSI, forced to pop out that BKB. He's just been, he does not care about running down these BKB charges, it feels like. He's just using them whenever he thinks it's going to save his life.
It's down to 6 seconds right now, and he just does not give an F.
All right, a little bit of a split push from MP. Oh, all right, this time around, Ice looks like he might end up paying the ultimate price for
Roche is
being a nuisance. And yeah, with Ice dead for 50 seconds, Aster do come in here, look towards the Ro1. Bottom lane's getting pinged by Fnatic, though. They got 2 catapults and Mass Serpent Wards coming up soon. Aster, what is this TP situation?
Keeper of the Light needs to go back right now.
Yeah, Mushi's going back. Ready to defend. He can't afford to get too close. He does have the Lotus Orb put on him. That's going to help him a little bit. And he's got a Lincoln Sphere, but Fnatic, 2-pronged attack. DJ coming over to try and stop this Ro1 as well. They need to be careful. Jabs does have the Winter's Curse available. If he comes blinking in here, DJ's going to give the vision. The Will-O-Wisp comes out. He's got his BKB. He just walks it off. He wants to give the vision so that Jabs can do his job. It is trouble for the Shadow Shaman. He's going to get saved by the Cold Embrace. A little bit of trouble for the Juggernaut. MP does manage to focus down the Will-O-Wisp. He's got his Omni Slash available. Might be forced into using it soon, and the Ro1's still not dead yet. These bashes coming through, doing so much work. Bouncing over onto the Ro1. Sylar's dropping low. Can he pick up anything? He does manage to grab the cheese, but not the Aegis. It's Abed with the Aegis. It's XXS being focused down. Nice Winter's Curse from Jabs. Abed chasing forward as the Lifestealer. And will just get caught by the Soulbind and pushed back. Over at bottom, those Mass Serpent Wards plus the catapults take down the tier 3 and almost finished off the ranged racks. Such a nice defense of the Ro1 from
Yeah,
fnatic.
good play. They dropped the Serpent Wards at the bottom, pressure the Raxes, so Ember Spirit is forced to be there. Even though he has a Remnant, he still can't just go away because the Raxes are gonna fall.
Oh my god, Ice. Oh, he just walks in here and finishes off the range tracks. All right. Can they get him? Ice on the run. There's the BKB. Gets some track move speed. Away he goes. He's okay.
Man,
All right.
this is definitely the clowniest game we had so far in this tournament, even though it's day one.
And we haven't even seen the other streams, but yes, I would say, and I would definitely have to agree that this is the clowniest game we've seen so far. But fnatic, I mean, it's clowny, but also fnatic are playing well. Like Ice is being a clown. Oh, Abed in some trouble. He was farming here with this Aegis, feeling pretty confident, but he just gets jumped. That's life number 1. What can he do with life number 2? He's going to head over and try and join his team. He's going to get silenced and rooted. He's morphing strength all the while. Ice trying to help him out a little bit. Abed now morphing into the life stealer. It's going to be okay. Mushi chasing it a little bit further. Does need to be careful. His Lincoln Sphere also getting popped. As the track's now coming in, they get the Winter's Curse. It's over onto Mushi. Is it going to be enough damage? The Will-O-Wisp is difficult to deal with, but they've got 2 magic immune heroes. Jab's going to keep himself alive. Abed still kiting backwards. XXS popping the ultimate. Going to be looking for a little bit more, but fnatic looks like they've just called the full-on retreat. Everybody is trying to get out of here. Abed doing his best. Picks up an Arcane Rune that is going to help him a little bit more as he looks to make his escape. And he's just escaping towards some bounty runes as it looks like fnatic are going to get all 4. And despite losing a hero, they are still shoving out the side lanes. Everyone's just chasing after Ice. Who is in some trouble, but they can't quite catch up to him with the gem. So actually, he's okay.
They still didn't learn. Like, he's just buying time for his team. This whole game, 40 minutes after the laning stage, after he stole some gold, he's just being annoying and buying time for his team.
It feels like he's not even really doing that much at this point. Like, look at his net worth. He's about to be overtaken by Jabs. So Ice is, before too long, just going to be the position 5 this game. And yet they keep on running after him time and time again.
Stop insulting my boy Bounty like that. If he gets to level 20, the extra 90 gold on Ginata.
Okay. Extra 2 and a bit levels to go. That's what we need. It is like, what? It's
he has
quadruple
XP gain.
gold.
He just needs one good team fight.
That's true. That he lives through. That's the other problem. But we'll see. fnatic with a smoke, looking for something. I don't know if they're going to be able to keep on going with these sort of 2-pronged attacks. I think they might have to take a straight-up team fight eventually. But MP is looking pretty strong. Has another 2.4k gold worth of progress towards his next item. They got this Daedalus on the Morphling, so if he gets an opportunity to just hang back and lay into people with the auto attacks, I think he can actually kill this Lifestealer if they get that lockdown. He's critting for what, 900?
Yeah, he can mana. Plus he has 2 extra waveform charges. Yeah. Because he got level 25 and he can get in and out of the fight if he feels like it. He can also cut the back lines, find Keeper of the Light. That would be ideal target for him to try to burst before this fight even starts.
Another smoke from Aster. Making their way forward. They see some Abed illusions. DJ in here. Invis breaks the smoke. Still has his BKB, still has his blink, but he is going to get jumped on top of. They've got the bashes and they've got the auto attacks to bring him down. fnatic immediately just go back to shoving out the lanes, controlling Aster, not wanting to take the 4v5. And they do manage to take out that Shrine and the tier 2 already falling over at top. So fnatic still making progress on the objectives, and it feels like Aster, despite getting a few of the last, I think they've been getting a lot of the last few kills, just doesn't really feel like they're making any headway towards actually taking the high ground or anything. Is this interesting Winter's Curse?
Get in, get out. Midas is ready. Is this the game where everyone could get level 25? The good thing is Lifestealer is running out of slots. He can upgrade it to Abyssal Blade.
Yeah, Boots of Travel. Boots
Yeah.
of Travel 2, Moon
Shard.
Shard. Do you start to replace items at a point? Like, is the Manta still worth it late game? Do you consider maybe getting like a Nullifier?
Yeah, if it comes to that, I think he's just gonna drop the Manta style.
Yeah. Everything else still seems pretty useful at this stage of the game. But the Manta very much feels like a, kind of dispel track and also semi-farming tool, just shoving lanes with the Radiance. Are there any big timings that you're looking at here? Is it about talent? Is it about items? You know, what do you think is going to change the game? I mean, we've got a Hex almost being built on this Keeper of the Light. The supports are getting more and more gold, but I don't know if any of these item timings necessarily stand out to me as being like way bigger than anyone else's. They got some action over here on the mid lane. They are just chunking down this Lifestealer, controlling him onto the next. Abed with the triple kill out of nowhere. Fnatic strike. They find
That's a long
Paboka 2.
TP. And this Morphling coming into play with Daedalus, his level 25. He's fully jacked. He can still replace one of the items, get that Satanic.
All right. A high ground we will go. Abed with the Rage is going to get hit by the first hit bash, but helped up by Jabs with that Cold Embrace. He's going to be fine. XXS still in the hole for 45 seconds. He does have a buyback if he chooses to use it, but Fnatic, what are they going to do here? They got a Satanic being purchased for the Morphling. The Bounty Runes have spawned up, but looks like it's just DJ making the pilgrimage to go and grab those. So this is very much just a tier 3 kind of a siege, at least so far it feels like. Another bash from Sylar. Over at the bottom side, MP is actually trying to finish off this melee barracks. Chopping, goes for the spin. That's the first bash from Sylar, but MP also managing to disengage. And Fnatic, rather than taking a full-on 5-on-5 against this Aster lineup, seem content to just take pickoffs and then kind of poke and prod wherever they can. But they did force a buyback out, so the next couple of fights are going to be much more dangerous.
Yeah, and they're going to get 4 Bounty Runes on top of that. That DJ...
17k net worth lead. They've been nursing this net worth lead the entire time. Oh, okay, Mercy jumping back out before the Sleight of Fist even finishes.
So Roche will respawn in a minute. This is where a big fight is going to be, or if they can get a pick off. Dire, successful scan.
Looking for Abed. Do they have enough damage to do this? DJ trying to help out a little bit. Morphling still pretty tanky. He's got the Satanic. They've also got a Shrine over here. Abed surviving. And with the Winter's Curse, Jabs making the plays to open up the space into the back lines. We've got a Juggernaut with a double damage. He's already killed off 2. Both of the supports down. Sylar, realizing the way that this fight is going, is just going to try and retreat. There will not be a bash from MP to prevent him escaping. But that will force out 2 additional buybacks from Fnatic. Not a great place to go on that Morphling.
Oh man, he uses Satanic, uses Waveform, and
attacks targets.
Yeah, and gets himself to full HP.
Very nice.
Look at those crits. Triple crit during Waveform, and then you have 2 Waveform charges.
Yeah, just Waveform through the supports and they might just die.
This is the build that I like to see on Morph more than the shotgun build. Yeah, because I feel like that build falls off.
Yeah, this build kind of goes the distance. And Fnatic now heading into the Roshan. Gonna make pretty quick work of this. MP still thinking about that Abyssal Blade, did end up buying a couple of other items before going back for it, but we have a Refresher Shard on the Shadow Shaman. We've got ourselves the Aegis on the Morphling, MP walking around with the cheese in his stash, and, well, we had some pauses at the beginning, and looks like we're going to have some pauses here at the end of this game as well. 25k net worth lead in Fnatic's favor.
Where's that Refresher? Shadow Shaman has it. Level 24, plus 50 wards attack damage. I think he wants to grab it before. Juggernaut level 25. Bounty just hit level 21, which means 19 Janata gold. It's pretty garbage right now. It doesn't do anything. Was just trying to hype it up.
How many auto attacks is he actually going to get off in a fight? 1, 2?
I mean, with 5-second BKB, he can attack twice.
There you go. Yep, he attacks faster than that, but he's also going to take a couple of seconds.
Yeah, but it's cooldown, 3 seconds cooldown.
Yeah,
so you approach, attack once, then pop a BKB, use it once, and then you're dead.
That's true. I guess it's not about his attack speed, it's about the Janata cooldown. Yeah. You're right. All right, so fnatic still very disciplined, just kind of waiting it out. Like you said, I think more than anything they're waiting for this Shadow Shaman 25 if they can. But let's see, they might go have another poke at the high ground, try and get a little bit of sieging done.
Not DJ, just stupid to farm, I guess. I don't know what's he doing. Oh, all right, they might
catch
get a kill on Mushi. He's
got Shadow Blade. All right. Mushi, Sleight of Fist, Sleight of Fist. DJ doesn't have a way to pop it and then immediately lock him down, so. That Linken's going to keep Mushi alive. Oh. Waveform forward from Abed, waveform back out. Nice little crit on Sylar.
Mushi needs to start considering his next item. Man up. Get that rapier.
You think we're getting to that point? Mushi's gone for a basher. All right. I guess what you hope for some kind of chain bash between the Lifestealer and the Ember Spirit, or maybe you hope that the Sleight of Fist will bash the Shadow Shaman to stop him shackling, something like that.
I don't know. I just think they needed more damage, like straight damage, considering you have Daedalus already.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not very convinced by this basher either, but Mass Serpent Wards deployed at bottom. fnatic still trying to finish off this first full lane of racks. Looking like the Mass Serpent Wards are going to be enough to do it. Sylar getting his Linken's pop does need to be a little bit careful. His rage is also on cooldown, though he does have the 2 seconds bonus rage duration. Abed turning himself into the Morphling just to try and get... Abed turning himself into the Lifestealer, sorry, just to get that little bit of extra chip damage on the high ground with the rage. But
they forced the glyph.
Yep. He's gonna have another rage if they wanted to go for that again on the high ground. It is 50 minutes now, so they can ship out another tome. I don't know if DJ already grabbed it.
Winter Wyvern is level 23 with Hand of Midas. He also has a Refresher Orb.
Oh my god. Yeah, the 2 fnatic supports are very farmed. And poor old Grimstroke is, well, I mean, Grimstroke he's got himself a Blink and an Aether Lens. He's got a Hex queued up on his quick buy, though I don't know if that's going to be quite that easy to grab. It very much seems like Aster are just pinned inside of their base for the time being. Trying to wait out that Aegis, I suppose. Though Morphling has double damage in this bottle. So that might be the tool that they need to break this base.
All right, let's go. Let's see.
Let's see these waveform crits.
800 damage with the crit. Lifesteal.
Show me that EU math.
All right.
What do you...
I'm just calculating how much damage that could be.
Yeah.
Considering it's 235 critical strike, it's almost 2,000.
I can't wait to see it. I bet. All right, that's 1.8. Pretty damn good. I bet, can he even get any hits onto this high ground? He gets stunned up there. Going to save him with the Curse Satanic. Can they keep him alive? Will-O-Wisp also coming in, but he loses the Aegis. fnatic still considering their options. The Jug isn't even over here just yet. MP's still running in. Mass Serpent Ward's getting cleaned up. Ice running up onto the high ground. Needs to be careful of this Will-O-Wisp. MP also going to commit to bring this down. The Soulbind coming in, connecting a couple of the fnatic heroes together, but they're still going to be okay. Lifestealer standing strong on the front lines. Jab still has his first ultimate available. They're going to jump in with XXS. They want to kill off this Winter Wyvern, prevent the save, and they are going to do so, but now XXS just gets mauled down by the crits. Up onto the high ground, Abed goes. He's looking for a little bit more. He finds Sylar, but he bypasses him. They're looking for Mushi as DJ with the BKB shackle locks him down. Mushi buys back into the game. Abed up against the Lifestealer, but it is the crits winning the fight against the bashes. And now as the Omni Slash comes through, MP puts an end to the Lifestealer. He buys back. Sylar getting kited around a little bit. Needs to be careful. DJ with the refresher gets off another shackle. And that is going to be the end of this game, it looks like, as Abed is beyond godlike. 42k net worth lead. And fnatic now diving the fountain, just looking for Fenrir.
Oh man, this game ended 43,000 net worth lead for fnatic. They did not want to rush anything. Bounty Hunter was just keeping them busy.
Track here, track there, steal a little bit of gold here.
He kind of became position 5 at that point, and other supports were getting a lot of farm. Winter Wyvern also decided to go for Hand of Midas, which actually paid off.
Yeah, so position 3 bounty, not great, but if he becomes position 5 bounty, that's the answer.
I'm just looking at the stats to see.
Yeah. Hit me with that gold stolen. It shows it, right? No?
I don't see it.
Oh, I thought it was on the end game stat screen. No, I'm
all right, there it is. Sorry, 1,300. Yeah, that's not that much.
No, it's really not.
I mean, if it's all from Keeper of the Light, then it's a lot.
It feels like it was, some from XXS in the laning stage, or some from Fenrir here. It was a little bit from the Keeper of the Light. But it is going to be fnatic taking that series 2-0. Aster looked better in the second game than they did in the first. They put up more of a fight, but I still don't know if Mushi looks 100% comfortable on some of these heroes.
Yeah, it didn't look that great. Also, itemization on their side. 2 Lincoln Spheres to keep them alive, plus 2 Bashers. The problem is who's going to deal the damage.
Yeah, and well, I want to say that was kind of the same problem that they ran into in game 1, but they had even more fundamental issues. So Aster, they do still have another series to play here. We're going to be moving on in just a little bit to our next round of matches. When we come back, it is going to be
Aster against Alliance, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it Aster versus Alliance, or are we doing fnatic versus Alliance?
Oh, Fnatic Alliance.
Yeah, fnatic versus Alliance. So we're going to jump to a short break, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll be back here for fnatic versus Alliance in just a few minutes.